Alright, so I surveyed Filipinos on Threads about what they think about foreigners dating a Filipina or foreigners married to Filipinas. And I actually got a lot of views, 105,000 views on Threads. Apparently, this is a very interesting topic for people to talk about.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, and I had 196 likes, 17 shares, 474 comments. That's a lot of comments. What do you think is the reaction going to be?
Probably mixed. I'd say some might say good, some might say bad. I mean, it just all depends on their experiences and what they like, what they don't like. So I think it's going to be a mix. But to be honest with you, I feel like it's going to lean more towards the positive side.
We'll see about that. My question was, so I posted this 2 weeks ago, August 27th. And my question was, Filipinos, what is the first thing that comes to mind when you see a foreigner dating or married to a Filipina? So one of the top comments is that the love of our life can be born anywhere in the world and still find us. Aww, that's so sweet. That's actually true, you know, because I lived in the Philippines. I grew up in the Philippines, and James, he grew up in Ohio. It's a countryside state here in America. Who would have thought that I would met somebody like him, right? Thanks to the internet. Because now love knows no borders. What can you say about that?
Agreed. I definitely agree.
Okay, somebody said, good for them. I mind my own business, pero sometimes kapag nakita ko na petit si Pinay, butas ang bataan. So in English, somebody said, good for them. I mind my own business. But sometimes if I see that the Filipina is petite or small, and the foreigner, the guy is big, you know, that person thinks that, you know, because there's a thinking in the Philippines that if a guy, or maybe here in the States too, that if a guy is big, that means his blip is also big, and when the girl is petite, that means her blip is also petite. So
what's bleep? Oh, okay. So she's okay. We're talking about private parts.
We're talking about private parts. So what this person is saying, that when he sees some, you know, a couple like that, he's like, oh no, her bleep is whatever, wasak or destroyed.
Ew.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody said, oh, they're married people, and what they look like is none of my business, so I should carry on with my life. Exactly! That should be the mindset.
It's not your business anyways.
Yes. Okay. Somebody said they married a foreigner because they have a very stereotypical view of Filipino men. Wow. Also, they're after the better exchange rate and stronger passport. I actually read a comment somewhere that Filipino men are running out of Filipina women to date with because foreigners are sort of kind of like stealing Filipinas. So, I mean, that's...
You know, and it's true because, I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but, you know, all of our friends that, like couples where one's an American and one's, you know, from the Philippines, 99%, the wife is Filipina, the husband is American. You don't see a lot of times where the husband is Filipino and the wife is American. I mean, I know there is that out there, but it's not as common. And I think, you know, coming from an American, you know, and seeing, you know, being in the Philippines and seeing how the guys are very shy. I don't know if that's just their culture or what it is, because I know they're hard workers, but, you know, and I'm not saying all of them are like that, but I notice a lot of them are like that. So I'm not sure exactly why that is, but that is probably why the Filipinas, you know, are looking for somebody that's not as shy and somebody that's just not gonna be afraid, you know, to take on that man role and and whatever other reason, yeah, there might be some that, unfortunately, you are going to have Filipinas that do want to come just for a green card and, more money. So they think, yeah, the currency is different, but, if you're going to marry somebody just for those reasons alone, then you're marrying for all the wrong reasons. If you're not getting married just because you love this person and you love that person alone, other than all those other things, that's the way to go. But if it's all for money and a green card, then get out, because you're in it for the wrong reason. You might make your life better for the short run, but if you don't truly love them, your love's not going to last, and trust me, you'll be here and you'll be miserable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not everybody's like that, but that's also a reality, and I know that some people, they actually pay some people here in the States that's already an American citizen, and they pay to get here to the States. They pay to get married to that person, and then when they're already here and they already have gotten their green card, then they get a divorce. So that's also, a reality. That's why whenever I receive or I see a comment like this that they're after the better exchange rate and stronger passport. I mean, it's really sad to hear. In my case, of course, that wasn't the case. I wasn't married to him because of that. But yeah. I know some Filipinas, they do that, and not just Filipinos and Filipinas. Not just people in the Philippines, even other people in other third world or developing countries. Okay. All right. So somebody said, I hope they stop saying may kababayan na naman tayong nakaahon sa hirap. So that means that there's somebody from the Philippines that have been brought out of poverty. It's super offensive. Di lahat ng foreigner mapipera sa bansa nila, struggling din sila. So this person is saying, I hope that people in the Philippines would stop saying, quote unquote, there's someone in the Philippines who was brought out of poverty, because it's super offensive. And she said, because not all foreigners are wealthy, not all of them have money. In their own country, they are also struggling, which is true. Yeah.
And so like every country, you're gonna have things that can be offensive. Like, one thing that one thing that I liked, of course, you might have seen in one of our other vlogs that I like watching, Becoming Filipino, Kulas. And obviously he's a Filipino citizen, so he kind of has a right to say this because, one, he's not American, but, a lot of people still see him as a foreigner, but he's not citizen. Is he said he doesn't like when people call him an afam, a foreigner
around
Manila. And it's just kind of like, okay, I'm a person just like you, but like you're just stereotyping me. And even though, like, I guess like for me it wouldn't bother me as much, but like if I was living there for a while and people kept calling me that, yeah, it would be really old. It's just like, I'm just a person. Just say, hey, if you know my name, just say, hey, there's James, whatever. But yeah, just there's certain things that you just have to be, so careful. And I mean, same thing with certain types of people, like, for instance, like the Black community here, you can't. There's certain things you can't say that is just highly offensive. So you got to be careful.
Yeah. So the word afam it's a slang term in the Philippines for foreigners living around Manila. So afam, AFAM, means a foreigner around Manila. And most of the time, I actually hear, based on my experience, I hear gay people use that term often. So I wasn't sure. I'm not sure if that term originally came from gay lingo. And the funny thing is, in the Philippines, we don't really call our fellow Asian neighbors afam or foreigners. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, like when I see when I see a Chinese person, I kind of don't consider that person a foreigner because we have sort of the same color or something. I mean, for some reason, we only call white people foreigners.
What about like black people or
I don't know.
like Indian people or something like that?
I don't know. I mean, I think very rare. I think we think highly of white people.
Yeah.
And regardless if
Yeah.
you're from Europe or Australia, we're gonna think that you're American.
Right. So, and something that I've gathered is even though they might say, a fam or hey Joe, like she said, I feel like they don't mean anything bad by it, but a lot of Filipinos, if you see in the Philippines, they have a bunch of whitening products because they want to be white. They want to be like an American. And so they look up to us. When you go to the Philippines, like so many people want to say hi and smile, and because they want to get to know you. They want, to have some sort of association with you, I guess. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but like when I go to the Philippines, I mean, I love it because everybody is so friendly. So I think when they say those terms, it's just saying they're acknowledging that you're a foreigner, but they don't necessarily mean anything negative by it.
Yeah. I think when it originally started, I think they meant well, but I think they used that word so often that it began to have a negative connotation. Because when I remember when I was younger, when one of my coworkers was dating a foreigner, my other coworker would say, "Oh, you're dating an afam." It's like there's something with that word afam that I'm not really sure what they mean about what they meant when they said, "Oh, you're dating an afam." So those of you who are watching this, let me know what you think of the word afam and what it means to you, and when do you use that word? Is it a positive word or does it have a negative connotation to it? All right, so somebody said he's trapped into being an ATM for a whole family and is stuck retiring in the Philippines. I mean, maybe yes or no, but it's just kind of sad that somebody would view someone like a foreigner as an ATM, in the Philippines, because not all foreigners have a lot of money. Yes, there are foreigners that have established themselves already, especially older people, because they probably withdrawn their retirement money, But this is sad, that somebody would view a foreigner like this, but it's also sad because this is something that can be true as well.
Yeah, like for us personally and for me, I was very blessed to like have a family that, because I know some families they expect you to give them a lot of money and give me this, give me that, and for us it wasn't that case. She is very minimalist. Actually, to be honest, if anything, I probably buy more stuff than she does. So, I've never had to worry.
Finally, he just admitted the truth.
Yeah, because
Just kidding.
I love electronics, and I love, I'm a musician, and anybody who else is a musician, it's like a never-ending cycle. You have to buy more. You're never satisfied, or you want to try something new, trade stuff. But so she's very minimalist. Even our wedding was very simple. We didn't have to spend a bunch of money on it, and it's not something. We didn't have a big wedding because we couldn't afford it. We didn't want that. We wanted something simple. So I got very blessed with her, but obviously I know there's other Filipinos that want to spend thousands of dollars on a big wedding. But anyways, with her family, yeah, there's some times that they might ask for something, like if there's something medical that they just don't have money for. We're gladly willing to help if we can.
Even with your family here in the States.
Yes,
yeah, not
exactly.
just with my family, because they're our family. When they need something, who would they run to?
Yeah.
Of course, us.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not just us, but also our other family members.
Yeah, but yes, there's a lot of Filipino families where unfortunately they do view them as an ATM, and unfortunately the American, has to keep dishing out money, more and more and more money. They felt pressured to because they automatically put that pressure on them. So which is not right. Like, I understand that there's hard times and there's many Filipinos dealing with stuff, but they also have to also realize that, like, their daughter, their husband didn't marry because this person has money. They married because they love that person. So if you're going into that just automatically viewing that, oh, this will be awesome, we can get money anytime, you might as well just write it off, because you're not in it for the right reason. And if anything, you could actually make that person not like you. I hate to say that, but like, because if that person thinks that all you want is just money, you're not going to have a good relationship, you know, with that side of the family. So you have to be very careful as a Filipino of what you ask and what you do. But obviously if there's things that you really need, you know, then yes, that's understandable. So.
And as a foreigner as well, you know, if you're a foreigner and you're dating somebody, a Filipina or whatever nationality it is, you know, if that person keeps asking money from you without any valid reason, and you feel like it's becoming more and more often, you know, don't tolerate that kind of behavior. I feel like that's a red flag already. You know, if you're only dating that person and that person is already treating you as a bank, then that's a red flag. And if you marry that person and then after you're married, or once you're married, you're like, oh, why are you treating me this way? I'm not like a bank, you know. But that person, that girl did that to you when you were dating. It's kind of also your fault, you know, because I know when you're dating somebody, you have to kind of like put your, what do you call that, foot forward, or like it's like you have to impress the girl, you know. But you can impress somebody by being you, by being real. You don't have to impress somebody with money, you know. If that person loves you, you know, regardless if you have money or not, you know, that person will love you regardless. So
I just wanted to make sure, I might have said it before, but when we say these things, we're not talking about the majority of the Filipino population. We just know that there's a certain amount of people that are like that. But for most of you guys, I know I assume, and I'm hoping that you guys aren't like that. And I know most Filipinos, you know, they're smart enough not to be like that. They're humble, you know. They're very, you know, they have wisdom. And so we're not talking about everyone, because I know the majority of the Philippines is not like that. It's just, we know that there's just a select group of people that are.
Yeah, so we're not trying to generalize.
We're not talking
everybody,
about the whole
but there are people out there that are really like that. You know, even outside the Philippines, anywhere you go.
Yep, anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Somebody said, I'm married to American, and I'm so sad with Filipino comments about it. Ahon, pera, etc., etc. So. She's pretty much saying the same thing, that, you know, like she was being brought out of poverty. And then she said, why we are still working if we are already angat or ahon sa buhay? So she's basically saying, why are we still working if we already have money, or, you know, we are already wealthy in life? And then she said, sometimes I want to argue with them, but never mind, because they're close-minded. Also, not all afams are rich. They have bills, and utang means debt. They are masipag, you know, hardworking, kasi kaya they have money. So they are hard workers. That's why they have money, right? Even though I have my own afam, I work really hard for my own money.
Yep, and a lot of people that aren't in the United States, that, you know, especially like in the Philippines and maybe some other countries where the currency is different, you know, when they look at the US dollar, when you go to the Philippines, it looks like we have a lot of money. But once you come here and everything goes up with that US dollar currency, then they realize that we're not so rich here. Not everyone has money. Not everyone lives in a mansion. There might be, if you come and you see maybe the houses, yeah, it might look better than some places in the Philippines, but we're not rich. Most of us are not rich. We have bills, and like what the person was saying in the comments, a lot of people are in debt. I mean, unfortunately,
Exactly. Yeah.
unfortunately, we know people that have nice houses. They're in debt. So just because
Don't be fooled.
yeah, so everything is not what it seems on the surface. So you really have to be careful, with that, and just assuming that every American is rich, because that's not the truth.
Yeah. And also to Filipinos, male and female, once you are here in the States, you don't have to be in debt in order for you to show to people that, hey, I'm living an American life. There's a lot of people, Filipinos here in the States as well, that you may think they are rich, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes yet. You may see that they have great houses, beautiful houses, but sadly, some of them, they're in debt, and some of them, they work 2 to 3 jobs a day, and it's really, really tiring.
Yeah.
So
and just to add to that, and there's people that, yes, when you see them with a nice house, they are rich. They do
they're
have
rich,
money.
yeah.
But I will say one thing: I would gladly live in the Philippines and have less and be happy than live here with a nice house and not be happy. Because there's so many people that are rich, they have all this money, but they're not happy. They're not happy, and it's because just they always want more and more and more. And I know everybody wants that, but you have to find a place in your life where you got to be content with what you have. And some people, a lot of us in America, we take things for granted. With some of the nice things that people have. But honestly, I think a lot of Americans are jealous of you Filipinos, because you guys are so happy, and you guys have this happiness that a lot of Americans don't have, and happiness that we need. And so yeah, I would seriously choose being in the Philippines and being happy and having less than being here and having a lot more, even though there are some comforts I'd rather have. But Philippines is better in my opinion. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah. Okay, somebody said foreigners value Filipinas because of their hospitality, family shared values, and culture. Foreigners are after a long-term relationship.
So true.
Someone who are willing to love them back, not because of what they have, but for what they are. That's so true.
Yes.
I love that. Okay, somebody said, when I see a white guy with a Filipino wife, I ask him if he was ever in the Navy. That's probably because there used to be a Navy base in the Philippines, like a military base.
Subic, right?
Yeah, in Subic. I'm not sure if they still have it there, or are they building one?
I know. I think it was retired, but I think I heard rumors about them bringing it back. I'm not sure if that's true or not, because of everything going on in the world right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Somebody said, "How lucky she." HB. Well, I don't know what that is. How lucky she have maybe pointed nose partner. Haha. So you have a pointed nose.
To be honest with you, and for the Filipinos out there, and I've told my wife many times, I said, who cares whether your nose is pointed, whether it looks flat? To be honest, I love her flat nose. I wouldn't even want her with a pointed nose.
To like my nose. This is how God made
Yeah.
my face. So, and I feel like even though I would wanted to have like a bridge here in the middle, but
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
my nose complements my whole face.
It does, and you have to find, what I would say, don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to look like somebody else. Be you, because you have your own natural beauty. And just think, there's other people in the world that rather look like you than what you want to look like somebody else. I don't know if I said that right, but you're beautiful the way you were made. So don't don't just try to, do everything you can to look like somebody else, because you're beautiful just the way you are.
There you go, guys. Those are some top comments that I received on my post on Threads. So again, visit my Threads if you wanna read more comments on this specific topic. So based on what we read so far, it seems like there's positive and negative comments about when about this topic. When a Filipino sees a foreigner dating a Filipina.
Yeah. And I know she said it already, but please leave a comment down and just let us know your experience, if you've experienced it, or what your thoughts are on things. We want to hear what you guys have to say. We love community, and so please don't be shy to share. Leave us a like. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to us, and that way you can see some videos in the future, which we'll have one on our cruise here soon. So
yeah. So again, leave a comment, and before we go, I just want to say, when you see somebody dating somebody, regardless if it's a Filipino or not, when a foreigner is dating, somebody that is not within their nationality or within their country, guys, it's none of your business. But I know it's normal for us human beings to have judgment towards somebody. Trust me, I do that too. I'm not perfect. These comments that we read, I had those thoughts in my head as well before I met him. But now that I am married to a foreigner, I realized that what I was thinking before was, were wrong, and I shouldn't think negatively about foreigners dating a Filipina. But again, it's innate to us human beings to think negatively about other people. But again, it's none of our business. So if you think negatively about something or somebody, just keep it to yourself. Don't even let your words come out of your mouth.
Don't spread negativity to other people, because they might have their own perception of what it is, and if you say something, you might alter the way they think. So you got to be careful.
Yeah, and it will never do you good. We have a lot of problems in life already, so let's just mind our own business.
Let's leave the small stuff, the little dinky stuff alone, and just move on with our lives.
Yes. All right. Like and subscribe, and stay blessed, everybody. Bye.